everybody. My name is Jen, and I'm here to talk to you about the excuse that you don't have time to start a Scentsy business. You are watching this recording because I am unable to attend live. I have a little guy with a hernia issue, and at random times throughout the day, he has a really hard time with it. So this seems to be one of those times, so I must be off doing that right now. But I still made time to make you this video. Okay, so I would like to tell you a little bit about my everyday life because I am very qualified to talk about the no time excuse. I have a home daycare, so between 7 and 5, I have 6 or less children in my home. Usually they're all boys. I have 3 children of my own. I have an 8-month-old, a 4-year-old, and a 7-year-old. I have a crochet business that I do about 20 hours of work with a week, and I do Scentsy. Every single day, I work my Scentsy business somehow because I make time for it. I do always have to throw in this disclaimer because my husband laughs at me every time, is that I didn't always do things this way. I used to spend way too much time doing Scentsy to the point where it was stressing me out. I have definitely learned from other people and from my own mistakes. So I actually have managed to figure out how to spend my time wisely. You know, the whole work harder, not smarter. Okay. So before I really get started, I do want to ask you to do something for me. I did this the other day and it blew my mind. So I want you to make a list of the 5 most important people in your life. And I want you to rank them like 1 to 5, like who's most important all the way down to 5. So for me, when I did this, I had put my husband, my children, my mom, my best friend, and my daycare children. So those were my 5. And it's really important for you to actually think about this and like put them in the comments or write them down on a piece of paper and maybe just post the photo so we can see it. But it's important for you to list those 5 people, okay? And we're gonna come back to that in a little bit, and it's definitely worth doing, so do it. All right, so if you think you won't have time, I've had this many times where people look at what I do all day on Facebook, and they do not have time to do everything I do, so there's no way they could do it. I didn't make up all that stuff by myself. I didn't make up every single party game I ever do. I didn't make up every kind of post I do. I didn't make up, I didn't take all the pictures of the warmers. I didn't do everything myself. We have an entire thing online where we can pull down photos and party game ideas and product information so that if you think I know everything, I absolutely do not. It's already available to me. So I didn't spend hours researching a product. I checked out the file online. You also have a huge group. Like, this team is amazing. If you have any questions or have trouble with something, there's always somebody willing to reach out and help you. You just have to ask. And not just that, other teams. Scentsy is amazing in that it doesn't matter whose team you're on or whose sponsor you have or any of that stuff. I have directors from another team completely who help me anytime I have a question, or if I'm struggling with something, she absolutely will step down and help me, no problem. So you are among friends who are want to see you succeed. So you're not having to figure out all this stuff by yourself. The other thing we're able to help you do is plan out what you do each month or every day or every week. So I have a million things I want to try in my business. Tons. I have tons of things I want to try, but I don't try to do them all at once. I have a plan. Every day I have to do certain things. Every week I have to do certain things. And every month I have to do certain things. And I can't remember the last time that I actually could say, oh, I have 2 hours that I can really sit down and work on this stuff. That doesn't happen in my life. I can get 2 hours of work done in a day though. Because I know, okay, so this task takes 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes, I'm gonna do it. This one takes half an hour. I'm gonna save that for when I have half an hour to myself. And I'm absolutely willing to help you figure out your plan. And I know Shauna has an amazing, like, everything she does during the month, what days, like, you don't need hours and hours and hours every day. If you have hours and hours every day, then you better be rocking this business, because most of us don't, and that's totally okay. So the other thing I want to say, I used to feel bad taking time away from my family to do Scentsy. And since I took 9 months off, and since coming back, I've realized I am so much happier when I'm doing Scentsy because I have something that's just for me. The other thing, my children need to see me have a goal. They need to see me work towards that goal, and they need to see me achieve that goal. It is such an important thing for them to see. They don't need to see me scrolling Facebook. They don't need a mom that does nothing but play with them all the time, because what are they learning from that? I think they're learning such a valuable lesson watching me work hard for what I want. You know, so we have a goal to go on this trip. Well, I better work hard for it. We also have incentives. So my husband is not allowed to complain if I take time to work Scentsy, because I've taken him on all expense paid vacations through Scentsy. And I had to put the work in, but he's not complaining because he got to travel for free. So I've actually gotten time back with my family through Scentsy. The other thing is I involve my kids a lot. Like if you look at any of my videos on Facebook, usually there's my kids jumping around me and I'm giving them angry mom look. Because I don't shoo them away to work my business. I let them stay and keep involved. Actually, my 8-year-old today wanted to put in an order, so I wrote down my customer's name and what she wanted, and he actually went and entered the order. He did great, so I think I've hired him now. But I got quality time with my 8-year-old today because he wanted to help. They label my bars, they do my catalogs. I've actually had them come to Scentsy parties with me where there's other kids going to be there. So I've had quality time with my kids that I wouldn't have had. And it's just been interesting to see them figure out goals. Like now my kids have goals that they want to hit without me even saying anything. They'll make a goal every day. I wanted to make my bed. Or my 8-year-old now wants to get A's in certain classes, and he wants to know how to do it. And then he puts in the work for it because he watches mom do it. Okay, so remember that list we made? Are you on it? Is your name on it? Because it should be. And if it's not, you need to make sure you bump somebody off, and you need to be number one. I've learned the hard way, and I'm still learning, that if I don't put myself first and make time for what I want to do, I'm not able to help other people. So what I mean, how this all ties into not having time, is you need to make time for you. You need to make yourself a priority. So if you want to sit and scroll Facebook every day, if that's your priority, okay. But if your priority is making extra money for your family, or your priority is going on trips, or your priority is making friendships, or your priority is getting me time, getting out of the house, if your priority is personal development, then you need to be number one. And you need to be working towards those goals. And Scentsy can absolutely be where all of that ties in. If you are not willing to put yourself first, if you would rather have your TV be your priority, or your husband's goals, or your housework be your priority, like, yes, we have to do those things, but you can absolutely make time for yourself in there. I know you can, because I do it every day. And if you take nothing out of this, if you decide that Scentsy is not for you, I just hope that you realize that you can take time for yourself, and that you do have time for what you want. You have to make that time. You have to find it somewhere. And if that means giving up watching, whatever show you watch that week, or scrolling Facebook for hours, because I do that way too much. If you have to give up Facebook for a little bit to get some work done, then you have to make yourself a priority, and you can do that through Scentsy. So I hope this really helped, and I hope the rest of the videos are awesome. And I will definitely be coming back and checking comments and stuff like that. Okay, have a great night, guys.